Hey, what's up everybody? Local business owners, my name is Chris and I'm your local marketing guy. And I'm here in Clairemont, San Diego. This video is for local business owners, small business owners in the area. I'm a local marketing guy, specialize in SEO, search engine optimization, as well as AI automations. And so I'm doing a test down here, not only seeing if I can reach small business owners like you perhaps who might need local marketing services, SEO, AI automations, but I want to see if this video itself being filmed here in Clairemont, being tagged in Clairemont, will specifically be able to reach business owners in Clairemont. So that's part of the experiment we're doing. So nevertheless, right, who am I targeting? This video is for, as I mentioned, local business owners, small business owners, people who run home service businesses like contractors. Maybe you're a handyman, maybe you do HVAC, plumbing, roofing, fences, gates, you name it. Maybe you have a local service business like spa or a hotel maybe. Maybe you have a local restaurant. Maybe you have a service where people travel to you versus you being a service provider where you travel to people's homes or businesses. Or maybe you run a business from your home. Maybe you have an e-commerce website and you sell things over the internet and you need help getting your products seen by more potential customers. Those are the kinds of things I help business owners do. And a little bit about myself. I started off doing this for a friend who wanted to launch his own fence contracting company in Los Angeles. And that was about 5 or 6 years ago. And things went so well that together, not only do we continue to be business partners and run our own fence contracting company, but I've actually went ahead and started my own fence company this year, especially after the fires. So I'm going to go through a little list of services here in Clairemont. ChatGPT, of course, helped me write the list. Now, that is both a caveat. Well, the caveat here is if this isn't entirely correct and you yourself live or work in Clairemont and you want to go ahead and correct me, please do so. Go ahead and put it in the comments. But you know, for saving time and utilizing a tool that I use a lot, I just said, hey, ChatGPT, give me a list of the top 20 types of businesses in Clairemont that could benefit from these types of services, you know? And again, I'm really reaching out to the small business owner, the local business owner. Maybe you want to start your own business, right? You don't necessarily, or let me backtrack. Medium, large-sized businesses may not necessarily need a local marketing guy like me, right? Because they've got people already on staff. But if you're starting your business or you want to grow your business and you need a marketing guy, hit me up. I'll put the link in the description. But let's go through this list here. So it says Clairemont is one of the largest residential communities in San Diego. And here's some more information. It's got a massive concentration of homeowners, right? Older homes are in the area, so there's going to be a big need for home services, right? And there's a ton of local service businesses in the area, apparently. And there's multiple commercial corridors, like Balboa, Clairemont Mesa Boulevard, and Genesee. So there's a need for strong visibility among contractors, cleaners, dentists, mechanics, etc. And so, you know, it's not a flashy place. It's not tourist-driven, but it's a local community. And so again, if you've got a local business here and you need a marketing guy, hit me up. So let's just go through this list, and you guys, again, correct me in the comments. Tell me what you think, all right? So top 20 businesses types in Clairemont, right? I'll give you some tips on how these types of businesses might be able to benefit from SEO or local business. All right, so number 1, home services, contractors, remodeling, roofing, fencing, gates. The homes here are older, so there's a constant need for renovation. All right, so you might have a need to improve your search engine optimization, right? If there's a lot of contractors in the area, how are you going to make sure that your business gets shown at the top of that list, right? Are you on Google Maps? Are you on Yelp? Are you in that top 3 of the search results? Because usually people start there and they'll call whoever ranks the highest because it's the first one on the list. So if you need some help raising your rankings, that's one thing I definitely have a lot of experience in. So another thing is AI automations. Now I did my research and it looks like people in San Diego are very interested in AI automation, and they're very interested in learning how that can help them improve their business, right? So, one quick example I give is, or like one way to describe what AI automation does, is it lets your different apps talk to each other. For instance, let's just say you use Stripe for billing, and you use MailChimp for your email marketing or your SMS marketing. Now, this is actually something I'm familiar with because it's something I just built. What I did is I built a custom form on my website that instantly allows customers to get a quote emailed to them. And that information passes through Stripe. And then Stripe updates the customer in MailChimp. And this is a custom workflow I built specifically for my needs. And it's an example of how custom AI automation can work for your business. Now, I don't want to spend too much time in the parking lot here, make this video too long, so I'm going to keep going through the list. But this gives you an idea of the kinds of things, a marketing guy like me can help you with, especially when it comes to local SEO and AI automation. So, number 2 on the list, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC companies. So it gets very specific about the type of home services here, Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC companies are probably always going to be some of the highest in demand services. So, maybe you work for a company and you want to start your own business. You're going to need your website. You're going to need to put your business on Google, on Yelp, and get yourself listed in all these other different business directories. That's definitely something I have a lot of experience with great success, something I can help you with too. So, number 3, auto repair shops, oil change, tire centers. Okay, so this is a different type of service business, right? This is where the customers come to you. So you definitely want to make sure you're showing up on any and every business directory. And I'm not just talking about Google and Yelp. Well, those are probably the 2 biggest ones. What about getting on search listings through Amazon Alexa or Google Home Assistant, right? Or even each different car's navigation system, because these car navigation systems themselves have their own proprietary system that has a listing of business directories. So if someone's in their car asking, hey, where's the nearest, let's say you do imports, let's say you do you specialize in European Mercedes or BMW oil changes or auto repair. It's gonna go out. Sorry, I got a call. I don't know who that is. I'm calling back. You want to show up in the Mercedes or BMW proprietary internal navigation system. So when they're in their car and they're looking for an oil change, there's a better chance you'll show up. In fact, it'll guarantee you'll show up. So that's just another thing to consider here in Clairemont. So, all right, what's next? Dental offices, orthodontics. This guy's cutting across. All right, he's doing his thing. Dental offices, orthodontics, and family practices. Okay, so another type of local service business where people come to you. So people are coming to your office, right? They're booking appointments. They're setting appointments to come in and get their teeth cleaned, or maybe they have an emergency service. What else does it say? Family practice. Maybe their child's sick, right? So how does a medical office benefit not just from good local SEO, but from AI automations? Obviously, this is going to come down to your scheduling, right, and your customer communication. So I know, and there's another thing, this is why I'm targeting small local businesses, not larger practices, because if you have a larger practice or you're a larger medical organization, chances are you're already running industry proven enterprise level software. And for the smaller practice, that type of software is very expensive, right? So I focus on building custom systems using the tools you already have or the tools you're already using in a sort of minimalistic way, right? So this way you're not committing yourself to a high monthly recurring cost. In fact, that's another thing I try to do, is build systems that don't require monthly recurring billing costs. I myself don't charge a monthly recurring retainer fee to work with me. I do one-off service pricing. All right, keeping it moving here. We got chiropractors, physical therapists, acupuncturists, and wellness clinics, health board residents, and lots of practitioners. Again, just like I mentioned, you have an office, you're booking appointments, you want an integrated way for customers to be able to schedule their appointments that interferes less with your practice. Sometimes that means an automatic booking system that removes the receptionist's job from there. She can focus on other tasks. You probably have a small staff. Maybe you have a receptionist and an accountant. And oftentimes the work overlaps, right? When it comes to billing, accounts receivable, or managing patient files. So the more you can automate, the more it can free up your actual employees to do more important tasks to help you keep your business running smoothly. I even offer building AI voice agents. I know that's a big thing. You may have heard of it, right? It's like basically an AI voice assistant that answers the call and can even book the appointment. It can kind of qualify them, figure out what they need, put that information into the booking, and automatically add it to your calendar, right? That's one less phone call your receptionist has to take. That's one more thing she or he can do with their time. So again, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm gonna keep this moving here. So number 6, restaurants and casual fast spots. With restaurants, it's all about customer relationship management, right? How do you make sure that you are building a relationship with your customers so that they keep coming back? And another thing that's probably really important for restaurants are reviews. So imagine having a built-in review process that automatically texts customers after they visited your restaurant, or maybe you have a finer dining restaurant where they need to make a reservation, so you have their information, right? Imagine building a custom system that automatically requests reviews after their experience. So now you can increase the number of reviews you're getting. Hopefully you're providing great service and those reviews are good reviews. And so those better reviews are now going to help customers decide whether or not they're going to come to your restaurant when they're looking at the reviews online, right? A lot of people base their decisions on the reviews. And that also helps with your ranking. Okay, so again, I don't want to make this too long. I'm going to keep going here. We got coffee shops, bakeries, and smoothie bars next. Again, a good customer relationship management system can be essential for increasing your rankings through getting more reviews and getting customer feedback to make sure your service is top-notch. All right, next we got nail salons, lash studios, beauty boutiques. Again, you're going to be able to benefit from the same thing that these other places I mentioned are. Automatic scheduling, customer relationship, asking for reviews. And maybe you've got some other custom needs that I can help you with that AI can automate, or it doesn't necessarily need to include artificial intelligence, but automating your ability for your apps to communicate between each other, because again, we're often using 2 to 3 different apps to run our business. One for email, one for booking, one for invoicing. And if those things can all communicate with each other, now you're building an actual custom customer relationship management system that's going to help you more efficiently understand your service business and your customers' needs. I know there's a lot of noise going on here, a lot of action. Things are picking up in the daytime. Let me get through this list. Next we have spas and facial bars. Again, a lot of these things are going to apply, right? Okay, here's another one. Real estate agents. All right, real estate agents. I haven't worked with much real estate agents. I haven't worked with many. I've only worked with one, and it was in a very limited context. But there are a lot of tools available at the enterprise level that most of these big brokerages are able to offer, right? And one thing that the smaller guy, if you want to kind of be a more independent, is you're not going to want to spend so much money on those different services, or maybe that enterprise level software is out of your reach, or maybe it's not accessible to you because you are running your own business. So again, this is where having a custom integration solution that lets the apps you are familiar with, that you are paying for, that you're already working with, can come in handy. Another thing that you might be able to benefit from is search engine optimization for your independent brokerage or agency to begin with, right? And so having a good website and maybe even building in some systems for that customer relationship. Again, you're going to notice it's the same thing, because a lot of these tools and systems apply to various service industries in the same way. They're just how they're applied and what they're used for will vary by industry to industry, but nonetheless, they're all very useful, all very similar. Okay, childcare, preschools, and after-school programs. Again, you might need to do a lot of lead generation, right? When parents are deciding where they want to take their children, they're going to look at reviews. They're also going to look at proximity to their homes. So this is where not just getting on the map, but getting good reviews and making sure that you're able to be found by any potential customer is gonna be a boon to your business. All right, next we got pet groomers, daycares, and vet clinics. Gosh, it's getting really noisy over here. Hopefully this microphone is able to cut a lot of that noise out. Okay, let them keep going. Let them do their work. Hey, right? We're all just trying to work here. All right, so pet groomers, daycares, and vet clinics. Again, it's all about being found. How can the customer find you? Are you showing up in local search? Are your services, let's say you specialize in some of these services, that's where SEO becomes even more important, especially on your website. You want to make sure you're ranking for keywords for the services you're providing, and these services might differentiate your practice from your competitor. So again, all things I can help you with, all things you should be considering. Cleaning services, residential and commercial, landscapers, right? If there's a lot of these businesses, there's a lot of competition. How do you stand out? You want to be able to be found, and you want to get good reviews. Again, all things that apply to service businesses. I'm just giving you some ideas out there. Hopefully I'm reaching the local business owners, the small business owners here in Clairemont or in the greater San Diego area. And I'm not trying to work with everybody. I just want to find the one business owner that sees the value in this, knows they need to do something, and haven't done anything yet. And if that's you, feel free to use the link to get a hold of me. All right, next we got gyms, personal trainers, and Pilates studios. The noise is ridiculous, I know. Listen, we're doing it live. So, I have helped personal trainers in the past. It's all about that website, getting the leads. You want to have a lead capture form. You want to have an automated system that allows people to book their initial consultations for you. You probably do a free first session, a complimentary first session, right? Again, having an automated system that removes the manual steps from that process, just that you pick up your phone, open your calendar, click on your next appointment link, open the link to the meeting, either using Google Meeting or Zoom, and boom, you're connected. And then you just have that process automated. It repeats over and over for you, and you just keep it moving. And then obviously having a good follow-up with those customers, an automated follow-up, maybe an automated email sequence or text message sequence. These are all things we do as local marketers and things I can help you with. Smoke shops and small retail. Maybe you got a baseball card store or a Pokemon store. Maybe you sell magic cards. Maybe you sell surfwear. Maybe you sell beauty products. Anything retail. Maybe you want to launch and expand your customer base by going e-commerce. That's another thing local business guys like me can help with. All right, we're almost at the end here. I know the noise is crazy. It's probably going on longer than I had imagined, but here we go. Senior care services, in-home care, mobility, and medical supplies. Selling durable medical equipment. That's another big retail sector with high competition and low margins. I know that from experience. Again, your SEO is going to be crucial there. And your customer relationship management. Maybe you build an email newsletter list that lets you offer sales and promotions. Because every little bit helps when it comes to low margin sales in retail. I know that for a fact. All right, next we got massage therapists, wellness providers, and holistic services. Similar to the medical offices mentioned earlier. Up next it says storage facilities and moving services. A lot of people might be coming in and out of the area. You want to make sure that you're being found because that one extra gig a month is going to help your bottom line. I know I'm rushing here at the end, guys. Specialty repair shops, phones, appliances, electronics. Again, just like with any other local service business, you're going to need to make sure that you can be found by people in your area. And if the closer you are to them, the better chance of you being found, but only if you're on all the maps. Number 20, finally, local markets, liquor stores, and convenience shops. Hey, it says it for itself. Once again, my name's Chris. I'm your local marketing guy. Click the link in the description. If you want to schedule a consultation with me, or I have my services available, I don't do monthly recurring costs. I do one-time service options at a very affordable price. I'll talk to you later, San Diego. Bye, Clairemont.